Cup Series racing from New Hampshire International Speedway on TNT is brought to you by Ford and Nextel. Race to the dream. By KFC. Every meal can be special when you bring back dinner and dessert. By DLP picture technology from Texas Instruments. It doesn't get any more real than this. And by Bank of America. Higher standards.
61 laps are complete in New Hampshire. Tony Stewart leads by 3.2 seconds over Matt Kenseth. Take a look at our AutoZone in the zone drivers. Ryan Newman, 6 top 10 finishes in the 7 races here. And Matt Kenseth runs pretty well here too. And Kenseth has marched his way all the way up to 2nd place behind Tony Stewart.
Tony Stewart about to put a lap on Jimmy Spencer in the 50 car. Spencer is running in the 31st position.
Again, you can follow the drivers in the chase for the Nextel Cup. They're highlighted in yellow on the ticker at the top of the screen. Greg Biffle currently 14th. Mark Martin has moved his way up to 16th.
Looks like Mark's car is getting better the longer they run.
Was as far back as 25th after starting 15th today.
If this thing continues to stay green, Stewart is going to put a lot of cars a lap down in not too much time. All those cars ahead of him. Here's Kurt getting into his car. 42 minutes.
61 laps down, and right now 156 points behind Stewart in the chase.
Looking about the minimum speed he's got to run. He's going to have to go out there and run. And hopefully be fast enough. There's a guy that's fast, is that 29 car. Kevin Harvick has been marching to the front.
There's a couple of cars that's fast. Kevin Harvick is one. Ryan Newman in the 12 car. The last 10 or 15 laps has consistently been one of the fastest cars on the racetrack. Marty, what's going on with 24? He's losing some spots.
Yeah, and he's losing the handle on the chassis. Loose ends, sliding the nose in the middle of the corner. He said in the middle of the corner, and I'm BP and Wally, he's probably elaborate on this, says it feels like the right front goes completely away, and he has no control over trying to get that car to turn left for him.
Sounds like it goes in the car's just losing grip in the front. And he's, still running at 4th spot, so, you know, they'll ride this thing out for another 30 or 40 laps, make a pit stop and adjust on it, but they're not, it's not like they have been. They're not completely out to lunch here.
Fall back a little bit further in the field. Rusty Wallace moving inside of Jeremy Mayfield. That's for the 8th spot. 2 drivers in the chase for the Nextel Cup. And Joe Nemechek in that 0-1, who has run well here before, is having a solid start to this race. How about Rusty, Marty?
And this is the same car he ran here in July. He felt so confident this morning. He told me the car will race very well. I don't know if we have anything for the 20, but we'll be close. Right now, Rusty, a little too tight from the center off, and he's already barked out the changes he wants on the next pit stop to the crew.
And the key word there is barked out, right?
Exactly right. He told him definitely, here's exactly what I want you to change on the pit stop.
The 11 car of J.J. Yaley has returned to the track. He's 47 laps down and 18 laps ahead of Kurt Busch. On board with Joe Nemechek. Matt, 97's rolling out.
Backing out, very important, Bill. BP mentioned it, 32.77 seconds. That's the minimum speed. They topped him off with fuel. His crew was already headed back out. They did a leak test to make sure there were not any leaks. Now it's really important the next few laps that he gets that minimum speed so he can try to make back any points possible.
He gets just one chance to meet that minimum speed.
Here's what happened early on in the race. Scott Riggs, a 10 car, gets loose when he goes up the racetrack to get control of his car. He runs in the left rear of 97, and we see Busch in the wall, and he was upset.
Got into the garage, then got out of the car, made the walk down pit road to talk to the 10 bunch. Trying to find out exactly what happened. Concerned it might have been a payback from Indianapolis. That's not the case in this situation. Then the crew went to work, and several of their friends. And Kurt back in the car. And now the defending series champion is back on the track. Again, the minimum speed, 32.77. NASCAR has asked Kurt to maintain his composure on the racetrack. And I would say In this situation, his goal is to get as many laps as possible and not worrying about trying to settle any debts. Matt?
Jeremy Mayfield's spotter just told him, bear in mind, the 97 of Busch just came back out on the racetrack. The 10 car of Riggs is a few behind him. Keep your eyes open just in case there may be some kind of payback incident.
I just don't think that's going to happen, especially if Kurt had a chance to see the replay. I just don't see that happening.
Dave, how about Riggs?
Well, he's not running a lot faster than Kurt Busch is going to be right now, although he will probably catch him. That car has gone super, super tight. One thing that did not happen with this crew and the driver, Scott Riggs, they didn't tell Scott about that visit to the pit box that Kurt made. Now, Scott might have caught a glimpse of it out of the corner of his eye on the next television screens here around the track, but they never informed their driver of that, just tried to help him get back in his rhythm after that early race incident.
Caution is out for Ken Schrader.
Like a right front went down, BP.
Sure did.
So Schrader gets back to pit road. The caution is out. 72 laps, now 73, soon to be completed.
And every car out there is saying, thank God it was Schrader instead of me.
Yeah. 27 cars on the lead lap, and they are all headed for the same place, pit road. This will already be in progress when we take a look at it.
I saw Schrader going down the backstretch, and as he entered turn 3, the tire let go, and he was lucky not to go up and make contact with the outside wall.
Nice work by Kenny Schrader. Travis Quapple gets the Ballpark Lucky Dog Award. He was the first car scored off the lead lap. So Travis gets back on the lead lap by virtue of the Ballpark Lucky Dog Award.
And Casey Mears in at 41 is in. Doggone it, just one car between me and the lucky dog.
So he will be the 28th driver on the lead lap. Pit road will be open this time. Tony Stewart, Matt Kenseth, Kevin Harvick, Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr., the top 5. Then it's Elliott Sadler, Ryan Newman, Rusty Wallace, Joe Nemechek, and Jeremy Mayfield. This will be the first pit stop for most of these guys. Some drivers deep in the field stopped earlier in the race, but they have not been a factor since.
And I think they'll all come in. I'd be surprised anybody stays out there based on even coming in a little bit earlier.
This is an impound race, so the crews have not been able to perform anything but minor adjustments since qualifying was concluded here yesterday. Stewart leads them down pit road. Very narrow pit road. Matt Yoakum.
And the 17 first of the leaders that hit pit road. Kenseth in the second position. You can see they're going to make a chassis adjustment. So the car is just too wicked tight. Snyder.
Ryan Newman running in the 7th position. Matt said the car got too tight from the center off. Roger Penske told him to take a different line, and the car picked up speed. A wedge adjustment to loosen him up. David?
Greg Biffle's car, a chase contender. He couldn't turn in the middle of the corner. Big chassis adjustments for him. Alan.
Tony Stewart, the leader, looking for as much forward bite as crew chief Greg Zipadelli could get him. So they made some adjustments with the air pressure, and it's going to be a close race off the pit lane.
I'll tell you what, Jeff Gordon's going to lose a bunch of spots here.
He certainly is.
I tell you what, that 17 car just might have won the battle, did he? Oh, it's going to be so close. The white line. No, it's Tony Stewart.